Hi everyone.
I think Shashi
Hi,
was
ma'am.
waiting for them to like,
Yeah,
uh,
we are just facing a few technical difficulties.
no
We'll just start in
problem.
one. Oh, sorry.
No worries. Meanwhile, what we can do is that I'll share like a couple of links in the chat box for the people who are already here. They can go through them and know a little more about us so that it becomes a very interactive session overall.
Perfect, ma'am.
And we try to keep this as interactive as possible, so it would be really great instead of it's one-way communication.
Extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. With utmost honor, privilege, and gratitude, I introduce to you Mrs. Tripti Somani, a popular TEDx speaker, a writer, and a chartered accountant with a postgraduate in law with over 16 years of progressive experience in profit and non-profit organizations, both large and SMEs, including business and financial advisory for various organizations such as PwC, Grant Thornton, and World Bank. Ma'am is an advisory council member in the National Startup Advisory Council and the founder of Women Innovator, a global startup incubator for women focused on SDG 5 UN goals. Apart from this, Ma'am is a member of the board of directors of IFCI Venture Capital Funds Limited. We are extremely thankful to you for taking out of your busy schedule for a session with us. On behalf of everyone at EDC, I extend my best wishes to all participants for an insightful learning experience during this session. I now hand over the virtual podium to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Hitain and the college, for inviting me for this session, and I'm really happy to interact with you all today. Um, Instead, like I said, I always believe that we make this more intellectual and we interact more. So it will be really great that I have few of the response. So Shrishti is here from my team, Women Innovator. We will talk about more about what we are doing, what has been my journey all throughout. But as and but I will start with a very rapid fire with you all, and I hope I get all 100% responses in the chat box. So I'll keep my chat in open here to see your response. And Shishti is gonna actually help me with this. So Shishti, you wanna go ahead with the
So we have an activity which we'll do towards the end of the session. But for this particular activity, I'm sure we are all familiar with Zoom and a platform. We'll use reactions. We'll also be be active in like the chat box, and you can be as free and like as interactive that you want to. We are all listening to you. So don't worry, ma'am. You can shoot your questions, and I'll be happy to take that in the chat box and in reactions as well.
Okay, perfect. So a thumb rule, because this is a session for entrepreneurship cell, I thought it's very important to relate this rapid fire with a basic thing called research. I hope all of you agree that today, if you are thinking of a startup ecosystem or you're thinking of doing a startup, the most important thing is I did give the hint. I would love to hear the first word which comes to your mind. If I can have in the chat box. I'm looking forward. So we have ideas. Okay. So first thing comes to you is idea. Okay. Passion. Great. Okay. Assuming that you already have an idea and passion, and that's why you're coming to the EDC, right? You're coming to Entrepreneurship Development Cell, or you're thinking of coming and joining the EDC, or you're thinking there is a problem statement. Yes, perfect. You're trying to solve it. Now, what is the first step you will go for? You have an idea, you have a passion, you have a problem statement, and you want to solve it. You know how you will solve it. Perfect. Idea aa gaya. Okay. Okay. Perfect. I was looking and I said this word called research. I got response from 2 people out of 25, which is research. Why? Others don't believe that research is important. Validation. I think 2 words which comes into picture is research and validation. And so my quick question is related to me. How many of you value time? I think time is constant for all of us. All of us have got 24 hours. This is the only thing we all have in common. So do you value time? Yes or no? Can I have the response in the chat box? Only 2 people value the time? Okay, few of them value time. More, okay, great. So people value time. So thank you so much. You valuing my time by responding. Wonderful. So I see 10 people value time and 15 people in the session don't value time. That's right. Dhruv values time? No. Dhruv values time. Okay, perfect. What about others? We have sleeping beauties in the room. Right, Ria? Great. So we have some sleeping beauty and we need to knock their doors. No problem. Now, I think the team of EDC has really put an effort to bring someone here. And I have committed to give my time here. So the most important thing which we discussed in research was research and validation in startup, right? People, we sleep, all of us have different ideas coming in our mind because we are a possibility thinker. We always have multiple things coming to our mind. Perfect. That sounds great. But what is important that multiple things coming, we note it down, we note down the ideas, we put down the possible solutions, but then we have to validate. And I can give you an example that there are so many cases where we have seen as investor or advisors and consultant that in the same room or the same college is producing same kind of concept at the same ideas at the same time, and people are launching at the same time and competing with each other instead of being co-founder to each other. Why do you all still scare? I remember हमारे टाइम पे ये होता था मत बताओ नजर लग जाएगी. क्या अभी भी ऐसा ही है? Do you all feel if you will tell your idea and it's very unique और नजर लग जाएगी या कोई और कॉपी कर देगा? Can you tell me in the chat box, do you still have the same thought कि मैं छुपा के रखूंगा या मैं protected रखूंगा और अगर मैंने बता दिया तो नजर लग जाएगी या कोई चोरी कर लेगा आइडिया? No. Shrishti says no, but what about others? Do you think you have to hide what your ideas are? You should not talk to your colleagues. You should not validate them by going out in the market. Okay, I see Dhruv saying no. A lot of no's. Anyone saying yes? मैं छुपा के रखूंगा, मैं उसको नहीं बताऊंगा, अगर बताऊंगा तो मेरा आइडिया चोरी हो जाएगा, कंपटीशन आ जाएगा. Seriously? Amazon का भी कंपटीशन आया, क्या कर लिया? क्या हाउ यू गेटिंग रेडी फॉर द कंपटीशन? बेटर 2 साल बाद पता चले कंपटीशन, 5 दिन में पता चल जाए एंड यू आर फ्री, right? You're not wasting your so important years in creating something which is already there or somebody can do better than you. What do you say? Is it better, for example, Ria, Trishleen, Dhruv, you combine together, start a startup. When you started and when you launch it, there are 5 more startups who launch it at the same time and they get revenues and you don't get, or they get funding and you don't get. How quickly would you like that to happen to you? Quicker? Slowly? After 2 years? What is your answer? As quick as possible? As late as possible? What do you think?
Definitely as quick as possible.
Perfect. So my question is that, for example, 3 of you combinedly started a startup and you went to market and all of a sudden you found that 3 more startups are in the same space and they created revenues, but you were not able to create, or you have actually, they have got funding and you have not. And you need to shut down. Would you like to get to know this as soon as possible or as late as possible?
As soon as possible.
So that means, yes, as soon as possible. Dhruv, and yeah, so as soon as possible, because you want to save your years. It's okay if there is competition and if someone can do better and create better revenues, you either join their team, combine with them as co-founder. Wouldn't that be a better approach? I don't know if you're thinking that way, but that's how it is. That is always better. People are right now not struggling to create a startup. They're struggling with getting the right team, right co-founder, right set of people. Everyone is struggling with the right resource. So you could add as a team member and be valuable than competing with each other in the same space, right? So I think that's one very important thing is getting to know the things as soon as possible. It's okay. It's in a way validation for your concept, and it's perfectly fine if there is someone else doing it better or someone else doing it as good as, or you will or you will get highlighted and you can continue your journey in much better way. But don't please shy away with these thought process की चोरी हो जाएगा आइडिया मेरे कोई और ले लेगा. Better use a better possible ways. Trademark कराओ, concept को copyright कराओ, patent का use करो. Maybe till that time you want to wait, it's understandable. But otherwise, I think it's time up. Go out, validate. Now, tell me, how will you as college student, validation is the easiest way. Why? Can any one of you tell me? Hiten, you want to say that? My question
I
is,
guess validation, yeah, man, validation makes you stand out. Like you have a patent or something sort of that, that it's your making, like you have achieved that position or something like that. Validation is very important for an entrepreneur, for his entrepreneurial journey.
my question, Hiten, is why validation as a college student is the easiest thing? In the meanwhile, you're thinking, my quick question for me is very quickly, how many of you before coming to this session researched on my profile? Yes or no in the chat box. In the meanwhile, I'm looking for somebody who can tell me why, as a college student, if you're starting up, validation is so easy or could be so easy. Hiten has researched me about me. Okay. Only, yes.
Ma'am, I think validation is easier for a college student because people are ready to hear you. Many people are around you, and people generally want to know, what you think. Because as young minds, we have great ideas. So everyone is really, responsive to our ideas, and they are ready to hear what we think.
Okay, Dhruv, great. But are we saying that only 2 people researched about my profile and I'm here? Guys, now exactly your time is as valuable as mine. Don't be in this room just because there is a session being done. I know the team of EDC is doing really. I would love if there are only 5 people in the room. It's okay. I would love to be with those 5 people because there's no point you networking or creating a network which you can never use. There's no point. So I think this is what I have learned, that there can be, I have so many people on my LinkedIn, so many people I'll get connected I've got connected in my phone book, but believe me, only 5 people come handy to you. You just need 5 good people who can be a funder or who can believe in your ideas. So instead of running for everything and creating network, is better to be in this room or not to be in this room. I'm perfectly fine. I'll do the session even if I have one person, because I value my time and I value that person who's there. Great. So now coming back, Dhruv, you said something, but you said and you focused on 2 points. The most important point was easy available people who can validate. आप अपने दोस्तों को बोलोगे ना, मैं ये कर रहा हूं, तुम खरीदोगे क्या और किस प्राइस पे खरीदोगे, इस प्राइस पे 100 रुपए पे दूंगा, ये ऐप डाउनलोड करोगे क्या? तो वैलिडेशन तुम्हारे लिए आसान है क्योंकि तुम्हारे साथ 500 बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं और तुम अगर कोई चीज करवाना चाहते हो अपनी कैंपस यूज करके, अपने कॉलेज को यूज करके, यू कैन एक्चुअली पुश इट इजिली, right? As compared to someone who's not in college or someone who's starting afresh, what is happening? They have to find for people. They will have to go, please, mera download kijiye, give me your feedback, right? But in your case, if you're in a college, you're going for a class and you can just stand out and say, I've started this. Can you please download and give me a genuine feedback? I really need it because I'm going to put in my efforts here. And I'm sure 10 people from your college, from your class will give you some feedback or give you some idea कि ये pricing तुमने ठीक नहीं की है या तुमने जो approach ली है, process लिया है वो बहुत complicated है, UX UI अच्छा नहीं है. Some feedback which we get from investor. So you will be more mature, you will validate कि आपका. और अगर आपने इन्वेस्टर डेक में ये बोल दिया कि मैंने अपने कॉलेज के 15 स्टूडेंट के थ्रू वैलिडेट किया, उनके टेस्टिमोनियल लगा दिया, मतलब दिस इज समथिंग विच आइडिया विच यू डूइंग इज validated. You know there are revenues you can create, right? Now coming on why I'm here, diversity. Guys, when it comes to startup ecosystem, if your idea is good, you are able to create a return of investment for the investor. They don't see whether you're a woman and female or male. You all can see Shark Tank. There are equal number of participation of females as men, right? So I don't want to focus a lot, although I know it's always good to talk about it. There are things which women are struggling with, but a startup ecosystem, in when we started and when you guys are starting, is very transparent, very open. It's how much, it's all on your mindset. You cannot use that game of I'm a female and I need more, time, or because I'm getting married, I cannot. Simple. They need you to concentrate 100%, like your baby. And you can do this with baby, with marriage, and with a family support. So, of course, you have to bring things together. And I would say, men in the house who are listening to me, you will also come across your life partners who may be aspirational and you may like to be invested in them. That's your investment. So, diversity is all mindset game, and it will come only if in the room we have both male and female listening to what I'm saying. We will achieve equal participation only when Dhruv, when gets in a job and after getting married, is also taking leave if the kid is not well. It's not that mama ko call kiya, mama chutti lekar aa rahi hai. Is Dhruv also going, and Dhruv is not feeling embarrassed in front of the boss कि मेरा बच्चा बीमार है, मुझे जाना पड़ेगा, and boss saying यार तेरी बीवी नहीं है जो जा सकती है. You getting my point? Knock knock. So everyone in the house, the diversity and the thing will only come when the mindsets are in place. And you, as men, are also sitting on the table and chair and resting, and nobody is telling you. If you want to go and work and cook food, your mother is not saying, "Yeah, तुम्हें मैंने इसलिए बड़ा किया, तू खाना बनाएगा, बीवी काम करेगी." Right? Are you with me on this? I've just turned around from startup ecosystem to our diversity discussion to make it little, all of you be with me on this, right? So are you with me on this? Yes, no? Come on, guys. Okay, I could now see Akshita also responding. Perfect. So I hope all of you right now are able to give and take equal participation in household and in business opportunities, right? So if you could do that, that's the perfect thing. Now, this is what I would do. You all know that I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm very, very active. I remember when I was working with PwC. So I come from a small town called Bareilly. I funked in my exam. I don't know how many of you have heard my TEDx. I've done 2 TEDx, and the first TEDx I shared with me that I wanted to be a dancer, but I ended up becoming a chartered accountant क्योंकि उस time पर यही होता था, engineer बनो, chartered accountant बनो, या फिर doctor बन जाओ. और भी होते थे थोड़े से, but this is how things were. I was not very great in studies, so I flunked, but I topped my school and I went to Sri Ram College of Commerce, which is the best college. This is a quick brief about my background. So I wasn't an exceptional student, but I was a hard worker. I wanted to achieve something. So turning point in your life can be any time. If you are in this room or you're listening to me and you feel यार मैंने कुछ किया नहीं, बहुत achieve नहीं किया है, it's okay. You never know what will be your turning point. If I can be I can fail in a subject and sorry, I have a very bad throat, guys. If I can fail in 8th and I can top my school and be in SRCC, किसी का भी turning point कभी भी हो सकता है. और अगर जल्दी नहीं होता, देर में भी हो, तो I know people who at the age of 50 are doing much better after starting late than anyone who could have started early. यहाँ पे प्रेशर है क्या? वो नहीं होना चाहिए. प्रेशर है, दिमाग पे बहुत प्रेशर है एग्जाम का, सक्सेसफुल होने का. अगर है, I would like to hear yes or no. प्रेशर है क्या? Is there a lot of pressure to prove yourself, to be there in the world? सबके ऊपर प्रेशर है. Okay, a lot of pressure. Somewhat yes. Okay. Very few people have pressure, huh? Okay. I have 2 people who said not much pressure. Pradyum has no pressure. Now you need to meet this guy who has no pressure, okay? He's Claire. And Chirag, not really. He's a little confused, but okay. Not really, but maybe. But Pradyum, can I hear from Pradyum? Can I see your face, Pradyum? I loved your icon, yeah. Pradyum, you got my eyes. You have an interesting picture on your DP. Now, Pradyuman is muted. Can he unmute himself? No, he cannot unmute
Yes,
himself.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
He can. Okay. I can. Oh, I can see you, Pradyum. You're not stressed. You are. What makes you feel that way?
Ma'am, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, pressure लेके क्या होगा, ma'am? Just the way you are.
Right. Okay. So कर्म किए जा. Pressure लेके कुछ नहीं होगा. Stress नहीं लेना है. Believe me, guys, I'm so sorry, but I'm bringing this to you all. I am a community person. I have met, in the last 3 years, I've met more than 5,000 women entrepreneurs. Believe me, pressure is not worth it. It will not accelerate your journey. So if you're taking pressure is important at an age for right things, but whether you will be able to achieve what you're thinking of, don't think that way, because I can tell you the trick. You may be thinking I need 1 lakh salary per month, but you may be deserving for 2 lakh rupees per month, right? But you would not know. When you will start working with your bosses, they will know your worth and you will know your worth then. Right? तभी कहते हैं भगवान के पास जाते हैं तो भगवान से मांगो मत, क्योंकि हो सकता है वो तुम्हें 2 कार देने वाला था, तुमने एक मान के अपने पैर में खुद ही कुल्हाड़ी मार दी. I'll give you a perfect example of this. I've recently been appointed on Startup Council Committee, right, of Ministry of Startup, DIPP, Ministry of Commerce. Now, sometimes you underestimate yourself. Sometimes you ask very low for yourself and you're worth more. There is someone who you should have. And I always advise everyone that you have to have 2 advisors, just 2. And firmly believe, जैसे भगवान में believe करते हो ना, वैसे ही firmly believe in your mentor. 1 mentor, why? What do you think 1 mentor should be? For your professional career, right? And can you guess what the second mentor should be for? Can somebody guess? I would have loved, Siddharth, if you would have added 1 more word to this life. Yes, Akshat, I got. That's perfectly. Personal life. Right, Gaurav. So it's personal life is what is very important. And हम सब amazingly होशियार होने के बाद भी ना कभी personal life का mentor नहीं लेते हैं. पता नहीं क्यों. हमें लगता है हम born smarties है या हम अपनी problem सारी solve कर लेंगे या हमारे मम्मा पापा solve कर देंगे. नहीं. There are a lot of problems, lot of discussion which are so simple. As simple as मेरे husband के साथ मेरी लड़ाई हुई. Is a problem, guys. Sometimes you may not know how to deal with it, and I call my mentor, within 30 seconds she told me, and I did that. It was so stupid. I did that and it was all resolved. So what I'm trying to say, please, अगर पर्सनल करियर प्रोफेशनल करियर के लिए मेंटर ढूंढ रहे हो ना, तो पर्सनल लाइफ का मेंटर होना बहुत जरूरी है. Do you agree with me now on that? Do you think you can help me out by getting 2 mentors in your life? Okay, is it difficult to find a mentor for you guys? Can you tell me? Can you all write me difficult, not difficult?
Hey Trishleen, you're directly sending the chat to me. Can you click on everyone so that people can also hear what you have in mind?
Siddhant, Shristi, can you note these responses? Siddhant feel somewhat difficult. Okay, thank you so much for being so genuine, Siddhant. It's okay, Trishleen, I agree. Okay, so I want just if you can write whether it's difficult to find a mentor for personal life and for let's do only personal life right now. Is it difficult to get a personal mentor? And don't do this in a relative. You don't have to find someone mentor who knows you as a relative, okay? Or it can be, right? So few people feel to get a right mentor for life is difficult. Okay, it is very difficult. Thank you so much. You will easily get a mentor for professional life. But to get a person who can guide you for your personal life, our life is very complicated. It is very difficult. Trishleen feels not difficult. Siddhant, okay, you agree with me? And okay, there are few people who have said it's difficult to find, and I will note their numbers, I will note their names, and I'll make sure, guys, can you write to me? Shashi, can you share my email ID and your email ID
Yes.
in the chat box so that people who are facing difficulty in finding a mentor, can you please write to me professional wise? What is that your goals are? And what kind of mentor are you looking for? Will you be able to do that for me? All of you, whoever feels you need a mentor, one-to-one mentorship. Also, Shrishti, can you share Woman-Innovator Mentors link?
Yes.
Where they can see what kind of mentors we have? If you feel there are 2 ways. One, you can write to me and tell me what kind of mentors you're looking for, and I would love to connect you. Secondly, Shrishti is sharing the mentors link, which we already have. You can choose, and in the mail, you can mention that I would like to be connected. Please don't please don't choose someone like Sanjeev Bikhchandani for mentorship right away. Choose someone who can give you time. Please, let's get real now. When it comes to mentorship, it's not about who's successful. It's about who can give you time and give you time for exactly what you're looking for. If you're an engineering student, you will not go and do a college in SRCC, right? Even if you're a topper, will you? Then why will you go to a mentor generally? Please, let's not run behind one person. He or she may be very busy. Why not to first get mentors who can give you time, and you have the right. I will not go to the minister of the country or prime minister if my project is something which I can solve with a DC district level person. Will you go to a district level person to solve water treatment issues of that village, or will you go to the prime minister? Guys, so when you choose your mentor, please be very careful. Don't go for the names. Go for someone who can give you time. Who's like, I always prefer a mentor who is phone call away, even if at night. And believe me, I have come across situations where I was in a difficult situation and I called my mentor, and within 5 minutes, that mentor made me write a complete mail, which I was supposed to write to that female who made my life very difficult, and the issue was closed, which I was thinking and was not able to resolve for 5 days. So do you understand what kind of a mentor you need? You need a mentor who is available on a phone call, who can give you time. Okay, anyone has any question on this? Otherwise, I can quickly. How much time do I have more, Hiten?
Ma'am, you have a time like we thought of 50 minutes. You have still now like 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay, and we have a Q&A round within these 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, ma'am, if you want, you can also like go ahead for your speech, and we will be having like Q&A at the last 25 minutes if you want, or if you want the Q&A now, we can have that now also.
Okay, perfect. So let me ask if anyone have any specific question for me till now, and if you have, I will take a break for 30 seconds. I would love you all to share with me if you have any questions for me or you have any specific question related to mentor. If you're writing to me for mentorship, you can take your time and you can be there, or else we can move ahead. Raise your hands if we can move ahead, or if you're posting your questions, I would love to wait. So you have a reaction button. You can just raise your hand if I can go ahead.
Ma'am, I think you go ahead right now. We'll answer the questions at the end.
Okay, perfect. So let's go now, like I said, coming back on my very personal favorite thing, which is LinkedIn. How many of you have been or feel that LinkedIn is one of the most effective tool for professional networking? Can I have a yes or no? Will you rate LinkedIn on the top? Only say yes if you feel that you will rate it on the top. And if you don't rate it on the top, then I would love to hear which social media platform do you use and found more effective than LinkedIn. So I have 24 people in the room. I would love to hear if you have found something better than LinkedIn as a professional network tool. Okay, great. So now let's come on LinkedIn. How many of you are really active on LinkedIn? Let's say just write active. Write word active if you're active on LinkedIn, and write non-active if you're not active. In the meanwhile, Ghosh, why don't you share with me when you say active, are you regularly posting on LinkedIn? So I found mostly non-active except Ghosh. Anyone else? Gaurav, tell me one thing. Gaurav, tell me one thing. This is most of your people attending right now. Is this the last year of your college? Or
No, ma'am, we consist from all first year, second year, and third year.
okay, perfect. Most of you are saying non-active. I just saw only 2 active, 3 active actually. Okay, now that means, and what could be the reason for not being active when you know that LinkedIn is the best professional network? Can any one of you unmute and share with me? Varun, would you like to share with me why people are, is this because of your time, because of your schedule? Is it very hectic for you guys? Are you off social media, or is it, what could be the reason? Any one of you? Pradyumam, would you like to share?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please repeat?
I'm saying, why do you think most of the people are non-active? Is it because you don't get time for any kind of social media, or is it LinkedIn you're not active? Because
No, ma'am, it's definitely not the first one. Like not time over social media, because many people here are very active on Instagram. So like it might be that they don't have proper content or stuff like that to share or connect.
in that case, I would love to hear from you all, and this will really help me take this session forward. How many of you would like me to run you through a very quick LinkedIn strategy, or something which can make your life very easy on LinkedIn? If you can share in the group, I can actually give you 5-6 tips, which can make you really active and you can see the impact. Okay, perfect. I could see a lot of yes here. So perfect. Okay, great. So let's go ahead. I will give you some tips here for LinkedIn. How many of you are already on your systems? Can you go on LinkedIn? how many of you have ever reshared or posted on LinkedIn? Just say me, posted or reshared on. So somewhere, if you're not getting time to create a post, you can reshare the post. Okay, so let's go on my LinkedIn. For example, all of you can open my LinkedIn. There's something quick inside I will give you. Thank you so much, Rishi, for opening this. And so if you see on my screen, you will see that I have my DP, which is very important. And there's a background post. Now, you will feel that I have so much achievement. It's easy to put it. Perfectly fine. You may make it as clean a black poster with on Canva. How many of you know Canva? How many of you are aware of Canva? Just say yes or no. Do you know Canva? Okay, you guys know Canva. Perfect. That's awesome. So you can make a background. There's an option of LinkedIn background page, and you can just make a black creative with one message which defines you. Even that is okay. But your background image cannot be blank. It has to be something, right? And then you have to define yourself under your name. You need to define yourself with some keywords. And one thing which you can all see is start your community today. Because I'm a community person and Woman Waiter is something which is a global community for women. You will see that this link will upfront take you to create a community, because that's what I want people when they come. I want them to create community. Or if you don't have anything, simply create a Calendly link and put it here. Set up one-to-one meeting with me. That also works very nice. Okay, so that's what I would say will make your profile look really neat and really good. And this is the basic which you can do. Any question on this? Any one of you? I'm happy to go slow. Now, I was coming to you. Let's take
Ma'am,
one.
so now that we've shared your profile, everybody knows. Let's not share the screen so that everybody can use their devices to now follow the steps forward.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's go on. You can go on my LinkedIn. You can see any of the post. For example, now what will happen? You see any of the post and you can comment. Either you comment or you reshare with one line. Can we do this? And I'll tell you what will happen. I'll start telling you. One, you get noticed as soon as you comment by me, because I get a notification that Gaurav has commented on my profile. A good way if you're eyeing to be in connection with someone, right? It could be someone you want to get hired. It may be an HR of a company. It may be the CEO of a company, or you want to do a tie-up, or you want to pitch your idea. Go see what they are writing and comment. You may not be writing your post, but if you go and comment, let's see. Any of the posts, if you comment, try this. All of a sudden, I'll get your notifications on my LinkedIn and I'll like, okay, who is this person? Right? And if you do this constantly, if you want to stalk me and you're doing and posting and saying this was really great, I really agree with you, you definitely get in my notice. Now, second, when you are resharing, what is happening, or reposting with one-liner, everyone in your network gets a notification that you have reshared or you're reading an important article. Now, imagine your LinkedIn normally tells you that this is a post which is getting very viral. If you comment or reshare that post, the whole network of yours, means all your friends in your LinkedIn, get a notification that Varun has actually commented and read this. What does this tell you about it? अगर गौरव तुमको पता चले वरुण ने एक पोस्ट पे कमेंट किया है, means he is following that person, and you get to know about that person who may not, you must have not thought, but may be important for you. So what is happening? You will also get engaged and you start following that person, and you may get some new idea. I get new idea every time I goes and comment. Every time I see one of my friend posting on a viral comment, which I never thought could exist, I get new information. And LinkedIn is very engaging. LinkedIn, if you use properly, even if you don't have time, you don't have content, will really help you. Okay, so I hope if not, you can create your post. You are actually commenting on the post. And that's the best way to be active on LinkedIn. People know that you're reading. Now, imagine Gaurav or Harsh. Let's say that you have a meeting with me. What is that you will do? How can LinkedIn help you? Can any one of you tell me? Hiten, Varun, I can only see you. Where are the girls? Riya, Akshita, you have a meeting with me tomorrow. You're pitching your startup idea to me. How can LinkedIn help you? Give me 3 reasons in the chat box. Anyone? Or unmute and
We can see the places that you have looked upon and the places you're interested, and then we can also get the the places that we both have a common interest. That can
okay.
be helpful.
अब थोड़ा फिर से thought process में जाते हैं. Let's do this. Any one of you have a startup idea? कोई भी आप में से startup idea में हो या सोच रहे हो startup करोगे? Any one of you thinking of starting a startup?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Siddharth, let's imagine you have a startup. Have you already created, shared, or do you want to keep it a secret? You're muted. Okay, sick. No problem. Okay, anyone who has a startup idea and would love to share about it?
Ma'am, I can do that.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, I have the startup with my, it's not a startup, I'd say. It's a business where my best friend and I, we service Web3 companies and we build their brands and market their content in the Web3 space. That's what we do.
Web3 space. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Now you have to pitch to me as for investment. Now let's go back. What Gaurav said and what you would say. Let's see. Okay. Now you go on my LinkedIn profile. What is the first thing you would like to explore? What you have only 15 minutes. What will be your ask? Will you come and tell me how will you impress me? You have already pitched. I know what is Web3. I know what you would be doing. Nothing different. So there could be unique point which will finish in 30 more seconds. Okay. How will you impress me? I'm giving you a hint. LinkedIn will tell you how can you impress me.
Ma'am, I'll just go on to your LinkedIn, and the second I see the word community there, that'll be my pitching point to you because Web3 is all about community. And the second you like get a knack of creating communities for your clients and understanding how to nurture that community and build it from the ground up, because building something is a different thing, and then keeping it going and nurturing it properly is a different thing. So I feel that having worked in this space.
Let's go slow here, Siddharth, for everyone. You picked it. You picked it very well. Now, how did you know community is my weakness? Because my focus on my LinkedIn is community. You got my weakness. You will come and pitch me saying that, ma'am, Web3, you have so many communities. Why I would love to do Web3 and do business with all these community, right? Even if I'm not for a second interested in investing in you, I know I can do business with you, yeah. Right? And if I can do business, I would love to invest in you if you can give me return of investment, right? Now, what I'm trying to say, Gaurav, the thing is LinkedIn will help in first finding out what I want to hear, not what you want to tell me. Don't tell the investor, you will tell your idea. But how will you get? LinkedIn will tell you when you read about my profile, for example, you'll read what I'm writing, what I'm posting about, what I'm commenting about, means I'm interested on those people. What is the most important thing you guys are missing? Miss Ghosh or Mr. Ghosh? The co-founder and CEO of a startup. Would you like to unmute? I would like to ask. Mr. Ghosh. Okay, Mr. Ghosh. What is that you will do after seeing, and Siddharth, you can also answer. I mean, the most important thing LinkedIn helps you with. Come on.
Ma'am, I think it helps me to connect with individuals who have a greater, boundary of knowledge in
No. Hold on. You're coming to me You're meeting me 15 minutes. You have only 15 minutes. How will you leverage me through LinkedIn? सिद्धार्थ has already told कि वो community की बात करेगा क्योंकि मेरी weakness उसको पता चल गया community है. Right? How will you leverage me? My 15 minutes. You've got an appointment with me. You were looking for this appointment for last 10 months. Okay, Rishabh. Anyone? Come on, guys. LinkedIn का key feature है. LinkedIn का key feature है. Come on, Ria. Rishabh, anyone? Somebody said I use LinkedIn very frequently.
Ma'am, can you repeat your question? I'm so sorry.
I'm saying, how will you leverage? How will you leverage me in those 15 minutes? One is, you said community pitch करूँगा. वो कैसे पता चला? मेरी प्रोफाइल देख के पता चल गया मेरा फोकस कम्युनिटी है, तो you know my interest, so you'll talk about that a lot. You will try to get my interest in you by talking about my interest, not your interest.
Yes.
You have my 5 more minutes. Now 5 more minutes. How will you leverage me? What will you say?
Ma'am, if I may, I'll just drop a small plan of action on spot for you on how I can provide value to you and build your community better. And secondly, I also see that you're also a strategist and a mentor, right? So the kind of business which we do is we also strategize for the particular company which you're working with. So I'll try to, maybe tell you that, okay, I might not be perfect. I might also get to learn from you here. So maybe I'll project myself as a humble founder of a company and try to gain your favor there.
Okay, guys, perfect. This is okay, but you missed the most important thing. LinkedIn में सबसे, and Shrishti, if you can share the screen and show these guys, I'm surprised. LinkedIn shows mutual connections. I would have been in your place. 1 second. If I would have been in your place, मैं सबसे पहले तो जाकर ये देखना था कि कौन और 5 इन्वेस्टर हैं जो तृप्ति जानती है, and I would have said, मैम प्लीज मुझे आप इंट्रोडक्शन दे सकते हो इन इन्वेस्टर्स के साथ, बिकॉज देयर फोकस इज वेब3 as well, or are they your friends or their circle, or I know this person who is a very good friend of yours, Shweta Anand, can you please introduce me to them also in the lighter note? No? Perfect. You can stop the screen, Shrishti. This is the key feature of LinkedIn, like, is that you can go with your laundry list of people you would like to get introduced, right? Even if you don't get funding, even if you don't get business, but you may get a new connection from my side, and I'll be happy to help, right? Mentors normally, you come and you say, ma'am, I would like to be connected. I would be very happy. Like I said, I would love to connect all of you to our mentors, right? So coming back, LinkedIn you can effectively use. Now, sometimes I ask this tricky question, and this is a tricky question. And I say, are you connected to Bill Gates? How many of you are connected to Bill Gates? Indirectly or directly? Yes, no. You are, Chirag. Interesting. I would love to know how, but let's wait for others. You have one person who's connected to Bill Gates. Wow. I would love to know about that person. Waiting for others. Guys, Dhruv, Ria, Pradyuman, congratulations. Gaurav, you are connected to Bill Gates directly, indirectly. I want to know how. Can you unmute and share with me? And with your dear friends. Pradyuman, you're sharing. Ria, Dhruv, how?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I'm indirectly connected to him because, as I read, one of my friends wrote that he is connected to Bill Gates and he would then connect me to Bill Gates. So, definitely, I am indirectly connected to him.
Perfect. Who else? So now I know Ria ke through I can get connected to Bill Gates, huh? Okay, great. What about others? Someone said I am. Chirag, I want to hear from you for sure. That was a very prompt response.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, through Microsoft, I believe everyone is indirectly connected to Bill Gates. Also,
Oh, is that the trick? Is that the reason you said? Are you working with Microsoft and so you assume, okay, everyone is connected. Okay, fine. Okay. So the thing is that yes, for example, if you're connected with me, you are because one of my mentor is directly working with. So it like be cautious about your connection. And you can, but you cannot leverage your connections or others' connection without a reason. There has to be a quantum. Like I said, I gave you an example कि अगर आपका काम डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर्सन पे होगा आप मिनिस्टर के पास नहीं जाओगे अनलेस नहीं हो रहा है एक्सेलरेशन के लिए so don't if you get an opportunity if you connected with me and you think you want to connect with someone specifically only try to use them at the right time you can use the connect that's not a problem but use them at the right time in the right way because once you have created and used your network and if that not been done properly or got wasted or got the response was poor it will actually screw your network or it will close that door for you. Okay, so now anyone has any specific question on LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn is something I can go on for hours, but any specific questions, but at least get basics right. Try to post basic, maybe your experience, how you got into EDC. I could see a lot of people in EDC, how you created. I could see all of you very active. Write an experience, one picture and 3 content. What about you take this as a pledge and today you are as many people take a screenshot of today's post of today's session post about it what you 3 things you learned that's it a basic screenshot put it there and you can tag people see tagging makes a difference if you will tag right people now for example if I have to talk about woman waiter and I have to tag whom will I tag I'll tag UN women I'll tag Ministry of Women and Child so for example today was a session on LinkedIn you can hashtag LinkedIn session you can tag LinkedIn creators something like that you can tag hashtag the topic you know so hashtags and tags you can use and make a 2 minutes and use a chat GPT for creating that post but do it I am very quickly covering a very important aspect of the life which is have you heard about atomic changes or atomic habits have any one of you read the book Atomic Habits yes no something am I talking to you guys have you read no okay okay I have Drishti has read about it Harsh has read about it amazing I'll quickly say I was 10 kg up in COVID I started exercising only for 8 minutes that's it that's one part that's do unnoticeable changes if you want to bring a change in yourself like for example you want to be active on LinkedIn because you should because if you're first year second year third year the lesser time you have the more active you have to have on LinkedIn because if you're second year you should be active if you're third year you should be very very active because you will be looking for a job you will be starting a startup you will be looking for people so if you're active when you're saying active it could be a one post in a week that's it and it could be a basic related to what you're learning and a screenshot that's it so let's do coming back to Atomic Habits what is a key here are you all with me yes or no the key is one you do very minor changes unnoticeable abhi ek post banana iska screenshot lena is a 30-second job right all of you can take a screenshot you can make a small para on chat GPT about key discussion I had with you atomic keywords unko chat GPT ki Tripti spoke about 3-4 things my colleagues I write and you should thank your colleagues who created this session. You can thank them for creating this. Content मिल गया, thank you हो गया, gratitude हो गया, right? And the last thing, you can tag some important hashtags and all. Perfect. Post बन गया 30 seconds में. Now, how will you force yourself to, once I leave this room, आज का पोस्ट तो आपने बना लिया, कंटेंट मिल गया, सब लोग आप टैग कर दोगे, छुट्टी होगी. How will you will force yourself to do this every week? Tell me. Any ideas? And that's Atomic Habits. Whoever has read can tell me. Ria, you want to tell me?
Ma'am, I feel that the motivation is really important and that needs to come from within. Not every day can someone come and motivate me. Like today, Percy, you're motivating us, but tomorrow I'll have to do it from within or else that won't continue. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm not even motivating you. I'm spoon feeding you guys. I'm almost pushing you guys. You do it. ठीक है, तो ये तो डेफिनेटली कोई नहीं करेगा. बट हाउ नाउ? सो आई टोल्ड यू, मेक वेरी माइनर चेंजेस विच आर अननोटिसेबल. पता ही नहीं चला, 30 सेकंड में पोस्ट बन गया और आज मैंने डाल दिया, ये हो गया अननोटिसेबल. इतना एफर्ट नहीं था, बहुत आसान था. अब हो गया हैबिट कैसे पड़ेगी. सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट है एटॉमिक हैबिट्स का. सुबह आप ब्रश करोगे, राइट? ब्रश करते ही हो, दोपहर को आप खाना खाते हो, या ऐसी कोई हैबिट है कि आपकी जो आप करते ही करते हो? कुछ तो ऐसा होगा जो आप सुबह शाम दोपहर बिना करे नहीं सो सकते हो. कोई तो हैबिट होगी. जस्ट लिंक इट कि मैं वो वाली काम तब तक नहीं करूंगा, मैं इवनिंग का खाना 5 मिनट तब तक नहीं खाऊंगा जब तक मैं एक लिंक्डइन पोस्ट एक वीक में नहीं करता. फ्राइडे इवनिंग मैं खाना तब खाऊंगा जब, and you will see it will become a habit. I started gymming 1 year back, and if I do in my life, if you hear me before, I was an extreme no gym person. I thought I will in my life never gym. But I started gymming, I made a habit, and today if I don't go to the gym, सबका सुना होगा, सुन के बड़ा अच्छा लगता है कि यार हाँ हो गया, मैम ने तो कर लिया होगा. No, it's for you also. Just to start with, 30 days, promise me that you will link it to an habit which is non-avoidable. तुम करोगे ही करोगे. उससे पहले 5 मिनट का क्राइटेरिया बना दो कि मैं खाना नहीं खाऊंगा, या मैं ये बुक नहीं रीड करूंगा. मेरी जान निकल रही है, मैं बुक नहीं रीड करूंगा. मेरे को बुक रीड करना जरूरी है. रात के अब मुझे नेटफ्लिक्स की मूवी देखना जरूरी है. मेरे को अच्छा, मैं नींद नहीं आएगी, ये तो पक्का पकड़े जाओगे. नेटफ्लिक्स तो देखते ही होगे, है ना? सो नेटफ्लिक्स नहीं देखूंगा 5 मिनट जब तक मैं 5 मिनट की पोस्ट नहीं बना देता फ्राइडे इवनिंग को. पक्का आदत आदत पड़ गई, मतलब आई कैन गारंटी यू. और अगर नहीं पड़े तो मुझे पोस्ट जरूर या मैसेज जरूर करना आफ्टर 30 days. And after 30 days, nobody needs any motivation to do this. You will be on track of it. That's the trick of Atomic Habits. I hope I was right, guys who have read this book. There's a lot around that book, but okay. I have this question from Dhruv. No, I have this question from someone who just told me that the startup is Web3. Who is that?
Yes, ma'am, Rishabh.
Okay, Rishabh. So Rishabh, maybe you can answer this very quickly, but all of you, whoever answers this, here you are. You're the winner for this. What is the most unique and powerful feature of WhatsApp today?
WhatsApp business?
WhatsApp.
No, isn't. Uh,
It's on the
not really.
main. It's on the mainframe. Come on, सब लोग अपना WhatsApp खोलो. Mainframe में सबसे unique feature क्या WhatsApp ने launch किया है?
Community.
Yes, you're right. Community channels. Okay, could be for someone who's Instagram. Communities क्यों किया? Why they all of a sudden mainframe पे community की क्या जरूरत है? वो तो मेरे लिए important है, maybe कुछ लोगों के लिए important है. Anyone can tell me why communities? All of a sudden mainframe पे community क्यों लाया WhatsApp? Can somebody unmute and tell me why? Nobody can tell me? Rishabh, you want to give a try? Why community feature is on the mainframe? Any one of you have used it?
Ma'am, maybe to further double down on the engagement which people have with WhatsApp and for brands to further leverage features like this to connect with their audiences more.
Okay, perfect. I will. Anyone else want to tell? Anyone? Because Trishleen and Varun knew about it. Akshita knew about it. Have you ever used community feature? Now, this is what, see, guys, you're using WhatsApp every day. Every day you're using WhatsApp. It's on the mainframe, and you have not thought why. Buddies, it's for me. It's for community leaders. बिकॉज व्हाट्सएप में ये था कि आप फॉरवर्ड नहीं कर सकते, एक ही मैसेज को 15। अब मेरे पास 250 व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है वुमेन वेटर के, मेरी तो जान ही निकल जाती थी उसमें व्हाट्सएप में फॉरवर्ड करते करते मेरी टीम की। They made me stronger by, so what they did, they linked all my, so I can link 50 communities in one go, and with one go 50 ग्रुप में जितने भी लोग हैं सबको एक मैसेज से चला जाता है। So what is happening? They have given power to the community admin. What is happening on Facebook, buddies? Can somebody tell me what is happening on Facebook? All of a sudden, Facebook pages, Facebook. Who's using Facebook? More than 50 years old people these days. What is happening? Who's more powerful? Facebook influencer or Facebook community group admin? Can somebody
Community
tell me?
moderators.
Facebook group admin is more stronger than Facebook page admin. Why? Why? Can somebody tell me exactly why?
Because those admins control what kind of content goes on those groups. They can send a
No,
message to 50
no,
people.
no, which is also a paid feature. No, because Facebook ग्रुप में जो लोग ऐड होते हैं उनको आप पर्सनली जानते हो, पर Facebook पेज पे जो लोग आपको लाइक करते हैं यू मे नॉट नो, इट कुड बी एनीवन, बट Facebook ग्रुप में यू आर कनेक्टेड। WhatsApp कम्युनिटी ग्रुप में यू नो ईच अदर, यू कैन बी अकाउंटेबल, राइट? इन्फ्लुएंसर को देखा, शैम्पू खरीद लिया, बाल उड़ गए, किसको? ब्रांड को अप्रोच करो, इन्फ्लुएंसर को सू करो, क्या करो? अब तो जिंदगी में 1 साल बाल नहीं रहेंगे या पता नहीं कितने साल, व्हाट विल हैपन? बट अगर ग्रुप के कम्युनिटी लीडर में ध्रुव ने कोई डाल दिया फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक शैम्पू और हितेन के बाल उड़ गए, तो हितेन कहाँ जाएगा? ध्रुव के बाल लोने जाएगा ना, पता है ना किसको पकड़ना है। एंड दैट्स व्हाई द वर्ल्ड इज मूविंग फ्रॉम पेजेस to community where accountability is there. And same is the blockchain. I can go on blockchain pay. Why is blockchain future? Transparency. You can be accountable. You know what's happening. Okay, guys, you will have to tell me time. I think I've already exhausted my time limit, right?
Yes,
Hitain,
I think according to me, you have.
Yeah, ma'am.
yes.
Yeah,
And
ma'am. I
I
guess.
think there are a lot of things I can go on. I'm a core community.
Ma'am, genuinely no issues, but if it's all right, I think we have a lot of questions in the audience now, so if we can direct them to you.
I really want to stop here because I have a very bad throat. I know I'm just holding. Please go ahead with the question so that we can come to a conclusion.
Yeah, just before somebody raises a question, I'll just like quickly brief here. We'll take up only a couple of questions here right now, because we'll have to jump on another important call around 3:30. But nevertheless, you all have our email IDs. We are pretty much very responsive on our emails and LinkedIn for sure now. So you can always reach out, maybe book a one-on-one call with us, and we'll be happy to take a one-on-one detailed discussion with you and like your ideas or what we can do together in terms of collaboration or partnership.
And I'll also say, for me, LinkedIn is, I'm more active on LinkedIn than WhatsApp and a normal message or a call. So if anything, you can definitely, and Shrishti has already sent the mails.
Right. Also, I've put on a gallery view. So before we jump into the question answers, can we all come on the video so that we can take like at least one screenshot? And while you guys are, giving like the question answer round is going on, I'll share a Mentimeter code with you. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Mentimeter code. I'll share a website. Open that website. just put the code that I'm giving it to you. There'll be a question which about your feedback. You have to just put in 3 words, and I'll share how it looks like on a word cloud towards the end. So just requesting everybody to turn on their videos right now, and so that we can take like a very good picture of all the attendees. And I am going to take names because we're short on time. Harshita, Nitya, Harsh, Trisha, Soumyajit, Trishleen, Khushi, Zara, Songburn, Vanshika, there's Akash, I think, no, Akash, Ishita, if you could, guys could like Sanvi, can you please like quickly, within like a few seconds, just turn on your videos? That'll be really, really great.
Ma'am, some of them I have informed that they might not be able to turn their videos on, but everybody else who can, please do it right away.
Great, no worries.
Let's go very quickly with the Mentimeter.
So I want you guys to smile. Gaurav, could you give me a smile? It's a very serious face. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. You can now take up your questions. I'm putting the Mentimeter link in chat.
Okay, so ma'am, the first question is, how do you see the future of work evolving for women in leadership role? What skills and strategies will be most important?
I've really covered this question. And Shrishti is here, she's working with me. I don't even give a break during periods. So I don't consider any difference. Things have changed. This question would have been more relevant 10 years or 1 year back, but not right now, guys. I mean, as a woman, I think what we have to only remember is that you have to create an ecosystem. That means if you're working, you want to have a work-life balance, you need to have support systems. Okay, घर का काम उसको आउटसोर्स करना है, ऑफिस में ये चीज आउटसोर्स करना है, you have to बच्चे की पढ़ाई के लिए, you have to create ecosystem, community support, and that's why community is very, very important. So I think only one piece of advice: please create ecosystem, please be part of communities so that you are not alone dealing with the world. When I was like pregnant, I planned I knew that I'll be off for 3 months. So I actually planned and I told my team that I won't be there for 2 months. So please, pre-planning kiya. So pre-planning kiya, so there's no gestation coming. After 3 months, I was back in action. So the problems which stops women to be in leadership is only few problems, which is baby hair. You have to give time. So you have to have a husband, which is understandable. Please do it before falling in love. That's second piece of advice. Discuss, be open, and discuss this very clearly about. Don't compromise, because later on you will have to compromise and then you can't do anything about it. I hope this helps. That's what I can say. That was the challenge I faced. And the third most important thing, हम लोग अपने दिल में बात रखते हैं as a female. दिल में बात मत रखो. Articulation के classes ले लो. अच्छे से अच्छी बात, बुरी से बड़ी बात सैंडविच स्ट्रैटेजी के थ्रू बताई जा सकती है. गूगल द सैंडविच स्ट्रैटेजी एंड यू विल गेट द आंसर. किसी को बुरी बात बतानी है, गुस्से में बात बतानी है, पहले अच्छा बताओ, फिर बुरा बताओ, तो और फिर अच्छा बता दो, तो याद रहेगा अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. सो सैंडविच स्ट्रैटेजी फॉलो करते हुए, आर्टिकुलेट करते हुए अपनी बात जरूर रखो, दिल में मत रखो. आर्टिकुलेशन इज द सोल्यूशन, गाइस. These 3 things and you're sorted. Yeah, Hiten, let's go ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think that this answer was really inspiring for everyone. Ma'am, as I was going through your LinkedIn, I saw that you are an MSME coach. So, a question for that, ma'am, how will the new rules of payment for MSMEs be seen across various sectors, like the most affected areas apprehended to be the textile industry? So, what's your view on this? Like, could you just elaborate the new rules and regulations coming upon this?
See, I think MSME, there's a huge scope. MSME, why? Because one, the way India is blooming, right? And we can see China and Russia, things are going. So there's a lot of focus on creating manufacturing base in India. And people are open and they're looking forward and they're investing. And today, if you see, Hiten, you will not find a lot of things which we are manufacturing. The subparts, in most of the things are being procured from outside. So there's a huge scope for MSME. And there are policies like that. Supplier diversity is coming in corporate. It's mandatory in ESG goals, right? So unless supply diversity, corporate have to buy from women-owned business. They have to buy from MSMEs. So what will happen? That they will be pushed to buy from small vendors. But they have to be vendors, right? Supplying for that. So there's a huge requirement in the country, outside the country. So I think it's all that now since there's an opportunity, people have to start setting base, have to start manufacturing. Manufacturing is a blue area where we can do so much. So I think good luck to MSME. There is no lack of scope, and there are places where you can supply, because in PSUs, 25% has been blocked for MSME. 25% is a huge percentage in public sector undertaking. हम वही नहीं meet कर पा रहे, अगर corporate में जाएंगे तो corporate का भी है. So I think that's and I could see Shrishti has shared the Mentimeter link and the code. Guys, can you log in? In the meanwhile, I can take another question. Actually, the last question, I have to jump in a very important call, guys.
Yes, ma'am. This is the last question. So, building such an impactful organization like Women Innovator, it presented its own set of hurdles. So, can you please share a specific example of a challenge you faced in shaping Women Innovator's approach or impact, and how you navigated it to achieve your goals?
So, firstly, Women Innovator is a capsule solution for women, right? It's not just for women entrepreneurs. So either you are a social activist, or you are a woman entrepreneur, or you are a politician, you all can find one. We help once, we go to every city. We do pitching competition. You must have heard about pitching. So we listen to women. Every day there is a pitching competition happening in tier 2, tier 3 cities, where we are trying to understand what women are doing and what problem there. So we have created a concept where the leader is not speaking, the women are speaking. So once we have heard, we compile and give them that opportunity to actually connect with us, get their products and services listed. And now we are running a program of gender responsive procurement, where we have got corporate list their requirement and our women are supplying to them. Opposite है, Amazon पे आपको seller मिलता है, यहाँ पे हमने demand ही बता दी कि क्या है corporate की, और आप आओ और supply कर दो. So we have created a demand aggregation, for which HDFC has also given us a grant. So I think the biggest problem was women product बनाती थी, service बनाती थी, पर market linkage नहीं हो पाता था. हमने वहाँ market linkage ही लाके दे दिया उनको. That was the biggest problem, and thankfully, with my team support, we are there. Now women have to come and start supplying. We are looking for more and more women who are making something and want to supply. Okay, so a lot of people have replied and given a feedback. Thank you so much, Rishti, for doing this for me and the whole team. It was very nice. No negative comment, nothing. Okay. Thank you so much. That was really, really nice. I hope I've taken up all the question, team.
Yes, ma'am. So, everyone, please note that the form for availing the 5 hours NAC will be rolled out in the chat box. And now handing over to Dhruv.
As we conclude this insightful webinar, we are confident that the valuable insights shared today will benefit our attendees in their future pursuits. Mr. Somani has truly embodied the essence of life by inspiring us to pursue our dreams while positively impacting others. On behalf of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell of St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, I sincerely thank you, Mrs. Tripti Somani, for generously sharing her vast knowledge and experience. It is an absolute honor and privilege to have had the opportunity to host such a respected personality. A special mention to our respected principal, Reverend Dr. Dominic Savio SJ, and Vice Principals, Reverend Dr. Joseph Polanda SJ, Reverend Dr. Peter Arokiam SJ, and Professor Betram Da Silva for encouraging us to pursue greatness and live up to the Great Zavarian reputation. I also thank our faculty advisor, Dr. Rup Kumar Mitra, for his leading supervision and support at every step. We sincerely acknowledge our attendees for being patient and interactive, as well as putting forth such compelling questions. Last but not the least, I would extend a deep sense of appreciation for all the support, timely implementation, and guidance provided by the members of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell. Once again, thank you all for tuning in with ETC. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day and amazing life.